Hello and welcome to Season 3, Episode 37 of One Man's Opinion. Today I am reviewing Sanaz Toossi's Wish You Were Here at Yale Repertory Theatre, directed by Sivan Battat, and running through October 28th at the Yale Repertory Theatre at 1120 Chapel Street in New Haven, Connecticut. Before I get into the review, I'd like to invite you all to visit my Patreon page where you can, for as little as $1 a month, support my channel. I'll leave a link in the description. Now, before I go much further, I offer my apologies for any mispronunciation of anyone's name or character's name. The bond we build with friends, especially those we make in our youth, leave an indelible mark in how we define ourselves as adults, how we look at the world around us and react to both the joys and tragedies of life. This theme of friendship and what it means to 5 young Iranian women enveloped Toossi's play starting in 1978, just before the Iranian Revolution that overthrew the Pahlavi monarchy, leading to the oppressive Islamic Republic that still rules. The play opens with the wedding of Salme, played by Bahar Bayagi. At this point in Iranian history, the country is much more liberal than what it becomes under the oppressive regime of the Ayatollahs, especially for women. Toossi goes a long way setting up the relationship dynamics in the first scene between the 5 women. Nazanin, played by Anita Abdinezhad, Zari, played by Ava Lalezarzadeh, and Rana, played by Vanna Asadurian, are the more flamboyant of the quintet. Though they all profess their virginity, they love indulging in sexual banter, especially at Salme's expense, who is nervous about losing her virginity that night, since it is her wedding night. Then there is Shida, played by Shadi Bosugi, who is a bit more dedicated to education and advancing herself, but also is able to let loose when encouraged by her friends. Salme's character is a bit more difficult to define at first because she's in a wedding gown the entire first scene and can't fully be herself with her friends, but her devotion to her Muslim faith starts to emanate from her, helping define what is important to her, but not to the point that she takes any real offense to her friends' more illicit behavior. Much of the early scenes have this loose and bawdy sexual humor, which is both surprising yet refreshing. Toossi does an excellent job of creating a bold and refreshing world where we are reminded that, as one of the actresses said after the play on opening night in a joint statement, that the Iranian people are not the same as its government. It's a vivid depiction that slowly becomes more desperate as time and the revolution marches forward. By the second scene, set in 1979, Rana, who is the only Iranian or Persian Jew of the group, has disappeared, and her friends fret over what has happened to her. Did she escape the country, or was she killed? The play starts to center around Nazanin and how she deals with friends coming and going depending on their various situations. Her own faith is challenged, not only religiously speaking, but her faith in her friends, as their struggles and fears compete with her love of her country, Iran. Not talking politically, but the environment and the people and the culture that she grew up in. In some excellent playwriting, Toossi organically takes the play from what initially starts off as essentially a sex comedy and barrels it down a slow descent into a story of tragedy and loss, laced with a fine shimmer of hope. It's something that a lesser playwright would attempt and stumble over themselves by making either the humor or the drama feel forced. But that doesn't happen here. Much of the credit should go to director Battat and the cast, as these women journey through 13 years of their lives, never overstepping the scene they're in, but easing in the shadow of the unseen horrors that is going on outside. There is some excellent design work here with Wish You Were Here. Though there is essentially just one significant set piece, Omid Akbari uses a turntable and sliders on either side of the stage to open and close off elements to either expand the stage or contract it to create different locations in which the play is set. There is a perfect lighting cue by designer David Anthony Ken DeCarolis near the end of the play when one actor is seated in her spot and the stage rotates and a moving unit tracks her. It's a gorgeous moment that could only be done with the actor knowing exactly where she needed to be and the light cue happening right at the right moment. It was perfectly done. Excellent job. Then there's T.F. Dubois' costume design, which slowly develops as time and culture changes, and the muting of style due to the growing oppression of female expression helps elevate Toossi's dramatic shift of the play. Wish You Were Here is a marvelous work. The opening couple scenes may make some people uncomfortable, regarding its frankness about sex and the female body, but as a guy who remembers conversations like this amongst guys at that age, I can easily imagine that women at that age were having their own similar conversations. Its candid depiction of Iranian women addressing their friendship in the midst of trying to retain their identities when it seems like people are trying to strip it away from them is inspiring. This is one of the best shows of the year. But I am only one man's opinion, so be sure to leave yours in the comments below. If you'd like to see Wish You Were Here, I'll leave a link in the description below. Remember to click on the link to my Patreon page in the description as well to become a patron. You can also support my channel by liking, sharing, and subscribing, and click the notification bell to be alerted to future reviews. My next review will be Seven Angels Theater's production of Joan Joyce. Thank you for watching, and I will see you at the theater.